Why am I imagining her doing those things? I'm sick, damn it. No, it's not that you have too much lust. It's that your brain is over-sexualized. It probably started with scrolling. You know, fast videos, pretty faces, perfect bodies, constant stimuli, and without realizing it, now your attention belongs to a girl who doesn't even know you exist. And besides, because of that, you can't talk to real-world girls that you actually find interesting. Are you tired of feeling this way? Because I know that shitty feeling of thinking you're worthless. But listen to me, brother, that's not true. If you're here, it's because you want to stop this loop of being bored, checking your phone, watching porn, feeling like trash, and promising yourself you'll quit. Why am I doing this shit? It's not because you're weak, but because your brain learned this circuit too well. But this isn't fixed with willpower. If it were that simple, you'd have done it by now. This is fixed in a much easier way, by changing the system you use to face porn. Today, I'm giving you the only 9 steps you need to leave this behind and feel at peace with yourself again. Hang in there, brother. If I and many others could do it, you can too. Step 1. Detect the trigger. You have to see the exact moment you start to fall, not when you're already in. Much earlier, that second where you're stressed or tired and your hand goes to the phone on its own, that's where you lie to yourself. You say, it'll just be a moment. But come on, we both know how that ends. Half an hour wasted and you feeling empty? Listen closely. If you stay there sitting, thinking you're going to resist, you're going to lose. Your willpower is no match for an algorithm designed by geniuses to hook you. As soon as you feel that urge, you have to get out of the death zone. Get up, go for a walk, do 20 push-ups. Write down how you feel. Whatever. But move. The important thing is to physically leave the place where you usually relapse. If you stay still trying to be strong, you've already lost. Step 2. The phone doesn't sleep with you. Tell me the truth. How many times have you fallen because the phone was the last thing in your hand before closing your eyes? When you're in the dark, all alone, with a tired brain. You have no chance there. It's a fight between an exhausted man and a machine that never sleeps. That's why the second step is that from today, your phone stays outside your room. If you use it as an alarm, go buy a cheap one. It's better to invest a little than to lose more than an hour every night. Think about the time you've wasted staring at the ceiling with that screen light in your face, feeling worse every minute. Your room has to be a place for rest again, not your personal porn cinema. If the phone isn't reachable when you're most vulnerable, you've won 80% of the time. Believe me, once you're in bed, you won't get up, cross the cold hallway, and look for the phone. The laziness of leaving the blanket will be what saves you that night. Step 3. Keep only the important. Look at your social media, that Instagram feed, that TikTok that never stops, and tell me, how many girls do you follow just because they're pretty? Those accounts are noise that doesn't even give you anything, but they're there, popping up every time you scroll while waiting for the bus, or lying on the sofa bored as hell. They are landmines, and sooner or later, you're going to step on them. So, to hell with them. Don't try to be the tough guy who can see provocative photos and feel nothing. No one is that strong. Not you, not me. We are not robots. We are just humans. That's why you must stop following everything that triggers desire. Come on, do it now, and then keep watching this video. It doesn't matter if it's an influencer, a model, or a friend. If you're afraid of missing something, you still haven't understood the problem. Your feed has to be a place free of sexual stimuli. If you don't control what enters your eyes passively, you'll never control what happens in your hand when you're alone. Step 4. Swap guilt for purpose. Most of us try to quit because we feel dirty or because it's just wrong. Very wrong. But guilt is the damn trap. Guilt makes you feel miserable, it locks you in. And when you feel miserable, what do? You go back to your phone. It's a freaking loop of punishment and cheap pleasure. You have to stop fighting against porn and start fighting for something bigger. Don't do it to stop being a loser. Do it to become the man you want to be. That guy who has energy to train, to create, to lead. Do it so that when you look a woman in the eyes, you don't feel like you have to hide anything, that there's nothing dark behind your gaze. Do it to get back that energy and mental clarity they've stolen from you for years. Find a goal, that project you have saved, the gym, learning that skill you always wanted, every time you feel the urge. Remember, you're not missing a video, you're climbing one more step of willpower toward your real goal. Remember, if you don't have a strong why, any cheap excuse will make you fall again. Step 5. Falling is not the end. This is where most people truly give up. They fall once after 3 clean days and say, I've ruined everything. I lost my streak. What's the point anymore? And they binged for hours because they feel defeated. But think about it. If you're walking and you trip, you don't throw yourself off a cliff to finish the job, right? You clean your knees and keep going. If you fail one day, you haven't lost all your progress. Your brain has already started to change in those 3 days. It has tasted what it's like to be clean. Don't let a moment of weakness erase the path you've already made. Don't throw in the towel over one slip. Forgive yourself. Get up and analyze what failed. Was the phone in the room? Were you alone and bored on the couch? Learn from the fall like a scientist and get back to it. The only way to lose this war is to stop fighting and accept defeat. Step 6. Learn to be bored. Do you know what the biggest danger is? Silence. We live in a world that has used us to getting input every 3 seconds just to keep us from thinking. And as soon as the world goes quiet and you're alone with your mind, you panic. That emptiness, that boredom, is what pushes you to the phone as a reflex. Your brain seeks the easiest dopamine because it no longer knows what calm is. The 6th step is to learn to do nothing again. It sounds easy, but do it. Go for a walk without headphones, no podcast, just your thoughts. Sit on a bench and watch the street. Watch people pass. But don't try to fill every second of your life with digital noise. An old man once told me, master your boredom and you will master your life. At first it felt weird, but I think this is what he meant. All that noise made me unable to see how simple and beautiful life is. And all thanks to something as simple as putting the screen down. Step 7. The 5-minute rule. Sometimes the urge doesn't go away with a walk or some push-ups. It stays there hammering your head, convincing you that this time will be different. In those moments, don't try to promise yourself you'll never do it again. Never is a mountain too high when you feel weak and crave stimulus. Tell yourself, not now. If in 5 minutes I still want to, I can decide what to do. Just 5 minutes. Go to the kitchen, drink a glass of cold water, look out the window, and breathe. Most of the time, that will be enough for you to see things clearly because you make your brain wait. You break the immediate reward and force it to think. Most urges are like a wave. They rise with great force. It feels like they'll crush you, but if you hold through the peak of the wave without moving, they break and fade away. These are things nobody tells you, which is why this is the best place to find your best version. Subscribe so I can keep giving you the advice no one else gives you. So remember, if you beat those 5 minutes, you've shown that you are in charge. You'll be closer to total self-control and feel twice as strong afterwards. Step 8. Watch yourself from the outside. This one is extremely powerful. When you're about to fall, when you've already grabbed the tissue and the phone, and you're 100% convinced you're going to do it. Imagine for a second there's a camera in the corner of your room filming you for a documentary. And even better, imagine someone you respect a lot, like your father or your future son, is watching that screen. Imagine the situation. You, alone, in the dark, face lit by the blue glare of a phone, losing your dignity and your time for that crap. It's a pretty pathetic image, isn't it? It's not the man you want to be. That feeling of extreme shame is your best tool if you remember to use it. Use it not to punish yourself, but to wake up from the trance. Ask yourself, is this the man I want the world to see? If the answer is no, turn off the screen, leave the room, take a deep breath, and realize that you just saved your day. Also, feel proud, damn it. You chose to be the man of your dream instead of someone who hides from others out of fear. Step 9. Change your identity. This is the last step and the most important of all. From today, you must stop telling yourself that you are trying to quit porn. That phrase means failure because it assumes you are an addict making a superhuman effort. You'd better change your mindset. You are not that guy anymore. You are a man who values his time and his self-esteem. You aren't someone resisting a video. You are someone who simply has better things to do. Someone who doesn't want to feel miserable again. At first, you'll fake it, but one day you'll see that content and feel disgust, not lust. You'll feel pity for those still trapped there. That day, you've won because you haven't just quit a habit. You've recovered your true self, free from noise and able to talk to a girl without fear of sexualizing her. Just another person. If you've made it this far, you have my respect, brother. You now have the guide to quit. I won't tell you it's easy, but I assure you it's worth it. You get your self-esteem back and start living your life the way you want. If this helped you, subscribe and leave a comment about your progress. You'll find many men who, like you, are looking for their best version. A community to support you. You are not alone. Stay strong, brother, and stay focused.